Hey, what is going on, everybody? You already know it's Wednesday night. It's 9:30. It's prime time. My name is Paul Spencer. That is Cowboy Dave. We are the 215 boys. Dave, 1 week. Are you ready to go to Oxnard, California? Because OTAs are starting, brother.
OTAs are starting, but we don't know what's going on. Will Lamb show up? Will Dak be in a boot? What do you tell me?
I don't know. That's a great question. But you know what, Dave? How about we throw in something more? Let's talk about the rookies. Who needs more snaps? Let's talk about position battles, Dave, because we have 1 week to get it all started, brother. Are you ready?
All that and more. We'll see you in a minute.
You already know. We'll be right back in 1 minute. Hey, what is going on, Dave? You already know it's 9:30, and everybody watch this out there for you. Hey, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. My name is Paul Smith. That is my co-host, Dave Yarnell, the showstopper. We're the 215 boys. Dave, brother, how you feeling? I know last week, man, we were sweating our asses off in where I'm at and you're at, brother. How you feeling this week?
Brother, feeling pretty good. I mean, finally the weather's starting to break a little bit and kind of rained in the last hour or so. Pretty good. I mean, walking into a sauna the last 3 or 4 days has been ridiculous, Paul. I got to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, it was hot up here last week, and I'm usually like 10 degrees cooler than you being in Western PA, but I tell you what, it was hot the last week, but today we cooled down. It was right around like 83, 84-ish. Right now it's about 72 right now outside, and I can't wait, man. I think it's telling me something that we're cooling down a little bit. Our temperatures starting to come down. We're ready for OTAs, Dave, because 1 week, Dave, we are starting camp in Oxnard, California, Dave.
I cannot believe it's 1 week away, Paul. It's been going so – I mean, this summer is flying by. I mean, if you look it up, it's already July 17th. It's crazy. I mean, my God. Before you know it, we'll be watching training camp, and then the first spring training game will be coming up. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this week, the report, they take a jet out to Oxnard. They report next day. They, do their little interview process. Hello, how we doing? Jerry says once again, hey, Cowboy fans, we're all in. That's what he'll say.
We're all in. Sure, Jared.
We've done so much. We're all in. We're all in. Where's your players at? Well, they're not reporting yet, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But, yeah, Dave,
first of all, before you start for a little bit, I want to thank Dan for taking my spot last week. I really appreciate that. Danny did a great job. I did catch a little bit of it. I was out in Virginia with my daughter. Their softball team did great. They finished 4th out of 24. I got to give them all the credit in the world. Those kids played their asses off in 90-degree heat. Give them all the credit in the world. But
shout out
to the Outlaws. The
Outlaws, definitely. Yeah, Dan did a great job last week. He held the ship for us. Having a Giants fan on, you couldn't really ask for much, but he held his own being a Giants fan.
It's tough being on a Cowboys show being a Giants fan, but I give Dan credit because he did a hell of a job. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but Dave, before we get started here with the show, it takes me, it's history going back to Oxnard, California, and as you know, Dave. 1977. I was 6 years old. My dad was in, Camp Lejeune.
Your Staubach story. I know that story very well.
As a little kid, 6-year-old kid, Dave, you only have one dream. It's not about the Dallas Cowboys. It's not even about the cheerleaders at that point. It's about going to Disneyland,
It's always about the cheerleaders. What are you talking about?
Not at 6 years old, man. Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, my brother. Goofy was one of my favorites. So,
Don't forget about the duck. Come on now.
I was never a Daffy Duck fan,
No, Donald Duck.
I was never a fan of those guys. Yeah, that's right. That's not Disney. But, we took a trip out there, and my dad took a U-turn, not to Disneyland, which is in Anaheim. We went to Oxnard, California, which is like 2 miles above Disney, a little bit further. And I was like, what the hell are we doing? I don't know these people. What the hell's going on? And my dad, my dad being in the Marine Corps, Roger Staubach was a Navy guy, and there was not that respect factor. But first person I remember meeting was Roger Staubach, and I remember the exact words, Dave, what he said to me. He's like, "Are you a Cowboy fan?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a Disney fan. I want to go to Disneyland. That's all I say. And that to me always stays in my heart. That story is how I became a Cowboys fan. But Dave, you know what? It's been, man, since 6 years old, and I just turned 53. So 47 years of being a Cowboy fan, and that's what it's all about, first and foremost, being a fan of your team through and throughout.
Paul, it's a long time. I gotta give you credit. I mean, I've been a fan since I was 10 years old, and back in the day when watching the Cowboys on Fox on 29, 4:30 in the afternoon. There's my Danny White. There's Dorsett. There's Tony Hill. Those guys just keep sticking in my mind. And I mean, Danny White would to me kicker, quarterback. He was punter. He was all over the place.
I'll tell you what, Dave, the one time exactly how you said that with Danny White, I remember, we were watching the game every Sunday, every Saturday in my house was Notre Dame football on Saturday. Okay.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you on Sunday newspaper, I remember telling you a story. Every Sunday morning, my dad used to get the Indianapolis Times when we lived there, and he used to get that and go cut out the White Castle coupon, 12 for $1, And we used to get like 3 dozen of them, sit on the couch, Saturday watch Notre Dame, Sunday watch Dallas. And I remember the one time, just like you said with Danny White, it was like 4th and 6th. Danny lines up behind center. And I'm like, why are they going for it? And he drops back. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Yep. Punter / quarterback,
Yeah. Those were the days.
But the game that sticks in my mind the most is when Dorsett had that 99-yard run against Minnesota. Oh my God. I will never forget that.
The Monday night, Dave?
Monday night game. Yeah, it sticks in my mind so much. I mean, that run was just amazing.
Still the longest in Cowboys history, too.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, even Emmett had nothing like that.
No, Emmett had all the yards, but Tony did his thing from the wall all the way down. You know what I mean? And 9, and it was like 9 against the box too. It was 9 and the guys in the box, and he just blew it up. I mean,
Emmett against the Giants with a bad shoulder. I understand. I get that too, but
Evan checking in, he says, who can talk about NFL with all this NCAA rebuilding? Yes, I've been, Dave, I know you don't play video games, but man, I've been playing NCAA 25. It's been 14 years since I've been waiting on this game. I was lucky enough to get it 2 days ago, pre-ordering the Titania. What is it? Some version of it. I got it 2 days ago. Right. And I tell you what, man, Notre Dame is looking good when I'm coaching them. I'll tell you that.
There you go. Head coach Paul Spencer for Notre Dame. There you go.
Yeah, right now we're 2-0 right now. Riley Leonard's, Heisman Trophy candidate, looking good, but man, only if I could play, if Dallas Cowboys could play like if I coach.
You should have TK as your offensive coordinator. You'd be good to go.
Yeah, it was funny. He was saying something like, he was like, only if I could beat Notre Dame. I'm like, well, we got to fight on that one because I'm Notre Dame. You know what I mean? I know. I had to get my feet wet first and play, Notre Dame first before I play like a dynasty mode, taking the worst team, because I will take the worst team to, the progress to all throughout the season. But I just wanted to see what Notre Dame was. And I was playing with my buddy. He came over and played a little bit. He was like, are we playing on JV level? I'm like, no, brother, we're playing on like all level. We don't play that crap. You know what I mean?
Is Ricky your running back?
No. I have Jadarian Prince, my basic running back. I have Riley Leonard, my quarterback. I have just the regular players. When I play that mode, I don't bring anybody else in. I don't create players.
No, for who, for what? Paul, no, for who, for what? What?
No. Paul Spencer, 6'5", 250-pound running back, linebacker / quarterback is not playing this year.
Okay.
No. Evan says high school now, college soon. Keep going, Paul. Hey, that's my dream. You already know, Evan. You actually, I got to give Evan a lot of credit too. Evan's the host of the Giants show, with Dan every Friday night as well. But I got to give Dan Evan a lot of credit, because Evan is actually the one that got me really back into coaching. I coached Pop Warner up here, Dave, for the last 2 years.
I know.
Bounced out of the state championships both years to Darrell Revis, his team last 2 years, Alec Whippa. But Evan, said, continue it, man. Hey, listen, go to IU, PI up here, try to get that. But, I took the JV job up here. Maybe next 2 years, maybe varsity. Who knows? Maybe a D3 school. It's my dream. I love football. I'm passionate about it, and that's something I love, is X and O schemes. And thank you, Evan. I appreciate that, because you actually pushed me the right way.
Evan, he's working his way up from Pee Wee to middle to high school. He's working his way up the ladder.
Hey, listen, I started in Philadelphia, NESAC. Evan knows, and NESAC football, Keystone State football with one of our hosts before, Matt Klein. He's the president of Plymouth Whitemarsh. Yeah. I played against them many years, and I don't think he likes me, because my first year in Keystone, I took a team that was 1-9-1 and went to 10-0. I'm sorry, 10-1 and won the state championship in my first year. So,
there you go.
And then I left. And I left because my son had to go to high school, play a prep, But
it's all Shane's fault.
You know what, Dave, real quick. I know we're talking off topic here, but you know what? That was probably the best memory I've ever had. You know me, I've smashed trophies on a football field. Winning whatever, coach of the year, I smashed that. But the only time I ever cried on the football field was that one game where, Dave, it was fourth down, fourth and about 7. We had one timeout left. I called timeout. Shane had the ball on the 7-yard line. I was like, here's where we're going to go. I think it was I right, 22 blast, tight end keep, option keep or something like that. Whatever it was, I forgot. He goes up to the line and he calls an audible. And I was like, oh, no. My assistant, my head coach, I was the assistant. He's like, what is he calling? I was like, he's flipping it. And he goes up the line. He's like, all right, here we go. He didn't say here we go. He was like, here it is. Flip it 22, flip 22, flip 22, flip, no, kill, flip opposite 22, 1-1 is what he said. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. He fakes it to the tailback, puts the ball on his hip, rolls around outside the pocket, tight end rolls all the way around the field, comes on the sideline, right in the end zone, back end zone. Boy, rifles the ball, hits him right in the hand, catches it. We score, we win by 2 points.
There you go.
Dave, I've never cried on the football field.
Shane called the audible because he knew the deal.
The crazy thing is, we never used that play into the entire last play of the game, at least the last day of the season, Dave. He did it. He won it. And I remember I ran over to him, and I grabbed him. And my only words to him was like, sorry, people, I'm going to say this, but I was like, Shane, you fucking did it. You fucking did it. And he's like, no, Dad, we did it. And I cried. I got it on video. One time I'll play it. I have it on.
See?
I hate to say I still have it on video, one of those 8mm cases. I'll put it on here and I'll save it. I'll show everybody that. But yeah, Dave. But let's get into football, man. I'm tearing up here, man. I'm tearing up here, Dave.
I teared up last Wednesday. I'll tell you that those kids played their hearts out, and
I hear you. It's all it's about, man. If you have kids out there listening, watching out there, take time, man, because these kids grow up so fast. My kid just hit 31 years old, man. You know what I mean?
My kid just turned 13. I'm like, oh my god, I got a teenager.
Savor the moments, Dave. Savor the moments, man.
I'm trying.
Well, speaking of young kids, Dave, everybody reports next week, Dave. Before the show, in our little opening there, you asked 2 things about Dak and about CD. Let's talk about Dak first. He's not in Cancun. He's not following Zeke's Cancun steps, but I think he's in Cabo or something like that, San Luis, wherever the hell he's at. I don't even care. I can't afford that.
I think he's home. I think he's back home.
Well, he's back home now, but, maybe that was like a negotiation tactic where he's in, another land over there saying, Jerry, you have to pay me now. But, Dave, the crazy thing is we send this dude in a boot.
I think that's just for precaution. I think he's fine. I saw interview with him not too long ago. He said the boot's fine. It was just for precaution-wise. No big deal. Don't sweat it. I'm getting older. My body's getting older, so I'm just, I think he's okay.
Yeah, I think it's more of a precautionary move too, Dave. But the one word that really got me during that interview was I have a little swelling in my reconstructed ankle. A little, Dave. I don't have a tibia or fib in my left leg, and I get swelling too. I'm old, Dave. He's not young. I mean, he's a young chicken. I'm old, but I get the swelling point. But swelling in your reconstructed ankle, Dave, in the off season. I don't know.
I hear you on that. Like I said, I'm not too concerned with it. He's probably icing it down. It probably bothers him from time to time, but I don't think it's nothing to be really concerned about. He'll be fine.
I agree with that. I agree with that too. But you said, he's still young, but he's young.
Is 30 young? I mean,
in today's age, you got Brady and Manning playing for so long. You got these quarterbacks playing for 20 years or plus now. So I guess it's okay. Plus, Dave, the quarterback doesn't get hit as well, that much anymore in this kind of league. It's like flag football now for the quarterbacks. So
he's going on his 8th year, Paul. I mean, this is his 8th year with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean,
Yeah, and you know what, Dave? The crazy thing is 8 years and we have participation trophies still.
Yeah, I know. I get it. But in those 8 years, he was a runner-up for MVP last year, so you got to give him kind of that,
Okay, well, he has a trophy that I don't have, Dave. Hey, you know what, Dak? You got a runner-up trophy out there, but you know what? I got runner-up for Coach of the Year, and I got Coach of the Year.
Didn't he get an award though for something like?
You got Man of the Year award, didn't he?
Man of the Year, that's what it was. Yeah, exactly.
Man of the Year award, yeah. Mm-hmm. which is good. Hey, kudos to him because
go.
Jason Witten won it a couple times, I believe. I think it was twice that he won it as well. That's an award where I can get behind a person because it goes to what he does off the field with kids, foundations, charities, and that's something that we like to do. Even as a fan, you can get behind that. Just like when Damar Hamlin, had his cardiac arrest 2 years ago on the football field, out of the box. Dave, that was the year we did the fantasy football. You remember that?
I do. I
actually won that fantasy football, outright with our members of here and a couple other members from other places. I took that, I think it was like $140 after everything I won. I put it toward that foundation, but we try to pay it forward. Money's not the key to life anymore. It's about trying to pay it forward to other people, as well. But getting back to Dak, Dave, you think he shows up next week?
I do.
Healthy? Healthy, I want to say healthy.
I think he'll show up. He'll be there. I don't see a problem with it. The only reason I say that is because two things. They said I did hear him say contract talks are talking. So as long as talks are being behind closed doors, I think things are going to work out, and I think he'll get his deal eventually.
Yeah, I think so too. I think even if he shows up, my question to you, Dave, is we've seen the last couple of years where Dak does show up. He looks healthy. He looks refreshed, ready to go.
He does look great. He does look good. I got to give him that.
Yeah, he does. I mean, I probably got a man crush on him the way he looks right now. I mean, his body's just insane. I'm trying to get there. We'd
love to be where he is right now, right?
Yeah, money wise, financial wise, wherever he has, everything about him. But my thing to you, Dave, even if he does show up, how much are we going to see him? Are they going to ease him and just let him work the way he works with his ankle, knowing that he's Dak Prescott? He's our starting quarterback. He is our $55 million man. So we're going to work with what he does. Hey, you know what? Hey, you're limited this today. You're limited. Tomorrow you're off. Tomorrow you're limited. Next day you're full. You're limited. Do we even see that, Dave? How do they progress him through OTAs?
He'll work here and there. He'll throw passes with no contact, of course, or nothing. Nothing. Running here, running there, passing here, passing there. But my thing is, you won't, and I guarantee you will not see him in the preseason. That won't happen. Mm-hmm. He won't touch the field. You'll see a lot of Trey, I think. Trey and Cooper will be starting. He might, maybe game 3, he might do maybe a series if you're lucky. But other than that, that's all you're going to see.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think it's going to see much of it. I think it's going to be, behind the scenes. Of course, it's almost open camp out there in Oxnard, the fans and stuff like that. But I think you're going to see a lot of basically, 11-on-11 football, but it's going to be more of a 7-on-7 contact, front line versus wide receivers. 7-on-7 basically, wide receivers, backs versus the DBs, and linebackers and corners. But I don't think we see a lot of him, and I agree with you. I don't even think we see him in game 3, Dave, because the audition game is great, but I don't even think you see him then. I really don't.
He might do a series. I mean, just to get his feet wet, get him back to get I don't know, timing down, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, he's the type guy. He is our quarterback. We know he knows the offense. It's his second year, really going into Mike McCarthy's.
And he calls the offense well too. If you remember last season, he did in preseason. He was calling the offense. So I thought that was pretty good. I don't know. I mean,
well, you know what? Save the better plays for the playoffs because that's when we need them. Because we didn't use any of the damn plays that we were calling. That worked. So, but
that was more defense than anything, Paul. And you know that. Come on, our defense gave up a lot of points.
But Dave, you got to score, man. When the defense gives up points and that offense, has to come on the field, you got to retaliate and score too.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but I'm just saying our defense did give up a lot of points that first half.
Yeah, but I think it was more of a shutdown on both sides because of the fact that a lot of our points in the fourth quarter, Dave, were charity points.
Yeah, they were. I agree.
They were padded numbers. They were padded numbers for they really were.
But Jordan Love had a good day. I mean, he was hot. I mean,
he definitely was. Kudos to him. He's outperforming a lot of quarterbacks out there, and he's making a name for himself because when Aaron Rodgers were there for years, Dave, and Jordan Love was recruited, drafted, they were like, this kid's going to sit the bench for God knows how long. Did we, even when Rodgers left, did we make the right decision? Well, I'm pretty sure you guys made the right decision because he's pretty damn good.
But he's not. He's very good. I mean, he learned a lot from Aaron Rodgers sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, speaking of that, Dave, we talked about Dak here. Let's talk about Mr. All-World. I'm super healthy. Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go, Dave.
I think he's going to sit out. I think he's going to wait until he gets paid. That's just the way. I kind of think it's going to be like a Zeke type deal.
Hmm.
Maybe you won't see he shows maybe week 3 of training camp of preseason. I think that's where the money will go to CeeDee Lamb.
I kind of agree with you, Dave. I don't think he's going to show up because if you miss camp, you get docked like certain amount of progressive money for the per day of a player, whatever it is, and that's pennies on the dollar for these players. But
Mm-hmm.
the one thing that bothers me, Dave, 3 weeks into this the OTAs, you're already basically in your preseason game number 2. Really, if you think about it, because you got to
Right.
joint practice. I think it was with the Rams or the Chargers this year, whoever maybe I forgot who it was, but you're going to miss that. You're going to miss, live reps. I know, there was rumors that him, the tight ends, Dak, of course, were all working, throwing the ball in the offseason. I get all that. I understand that. But there's a difference between live ball and just reps. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
Oh, without a
And
doubt.
that's what scares me, too, is if CD doesn't show up, you're the offensive line really has to adjust with the wide receivers. Their movements, the wide receivers move with Cooper's head snap, his ball adjustment, how he moves to the ball. It's player contact too, and that's what scares me too, Dave. That 3 weeks into OTAs, where all these wide receivers were already locked up, signed, ready to go with their quarterbacks, whatever they may have as a team, they're showing up ready to go, getting this contact, the live reps, the scheme, even the verbal commands from a quarterback, Dave, because it's different.
Lamb's a special receiver. You know that. We all know that. So he could come into camp last day of camp and figure it out. I mean, I ain't worried
Yeah,
about that.
there is positive to it, Dave. I mean, there is positive to it. Jalen Brooks is going to get more time. Turpin's going to get more time. These other wide receivers are going to get more time. We're going to see Cooks maybe step into the one role. God forbid if anything ever goes down with Lamb, Cooks will be in that one spot. He'll learn that whilst Lamb is out. That is a positive to it. But
a lot of Ferguson too. You'll see a lot of Ferguson this year. I think because Dak loves his tight ends.
Yeah, we know that, but with the wide receiver room, Dave, it's better to have your number one wide receiver, teaching these younger kids because we're not deep at wide receiver, Dave. You know what I mean? We're not deep at wide receiver.
Cooks, like you said, Cooks, I get it, but I mean, for the most part, I think, like I said, CD will get his money. It'll all work out in the end. I know it will. There's no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the positive to me, Dave, if Lamb steps out 2 weeks or whatever, he'll be working out. We know that he's not going to be eating bonbons on the sideline like Tyron Smith was eating hot dogs on the sideline. But Jalen Tolbert is a good thing because Jalen Tolbert is that same size of CD Lamb. He's a high flyer. He's a ball possessor. He's a gazelle out on the field. He's going to get that spot too, where Dak can get the ones with him. Also, finding his continuity. Ryan Fournier the same way. He's like a flanker wide receiver, which that's the wide receiver that I like. One can play the middle, the outside. He can play a scat back position. Oh, there we go.
Lost it.
Yep, and even Turpin too, and Jalen Brooks as well. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of wide receivers that get a lot of time with him out. So I mean, Dave, let's talk about it real quick before we move on. When's he get paid though? That's the question. Because he's got to get paid by a report.
He'll get his money. He was 32. It's not like he's asking. I mean.
Well, that's second to none, Dave. I mean, Justin Jefferson's a little bit higher than him at 34, 35, or 33 or 35 in the area there. But I mean, you're not going to get Justin Jefferson money though, unless you get the extra year, Dave, to make it more incentive wise. I get that, but
the thing about Justin Jefferson is you got to put in perspective, Paul. I mean, he's got a new quarterback behind the wheel here. Dak, I mean, CD still has Dak, so.
Yeah, I mean that's true. And negotiating part of it, that would be great for a great negotiator to go in there. One of those hidden, lawyers that go in there and say, "Well, here's the deal, CD. Hey, listen, the Vikings got a new quarterback. They might have J.J. McCarthy starting. We don't know what they're going to do out there. You have Dak Prescott, runner-up for the MVP, throwing you the ball in the same system we ran last year. And look what you did last year. We know what you can do this year. Are you going to be a Dallas Cowboy, quarterback, Dallas Cowboy fan friendly? Take the deal, come in here a little bit less, under Justin Jefferson, or are you going to be the number one wide receiver in the NFL, getting paid that way? How about just take the deal because we know we're in a lot better situation because we know what you are, what you're going to be. You're better than Justin Jefferson in our eyes, but we have the better quarterback to boost your numbers too.
I mean, he's special. I mean, he's top 2 in the league without a doubt. I mean,
he's definitely number 2. I don't think he's. I mean, to me, I think
I mean, how do you not pay the guy? I mean, you got to pay him.
I mean, hey, Dave, if I had the money tree, I'd pay every player that I could. But, there's a salary cap and we can't do certain things because only one player is getting signed this year, Dave. And it's either going to be Dak or CD. And I have to sign CD this year first.
I agree with that. I can't.
Because Dak has that 1 year. He can play out the contract and bank on it.
Dak will bet on himself like he always does. So,
I mean, it's going to go both ways against stuff. If he balls out, Dave, then good God, it could be a $60+ million contract a year.
It definitely could, no doubt.
If he doesn't make the Super Bowl, Dave, or an NFC Championship, and he wants out of here, he's not going to sign. Well, you didn't bank on me. I know these other teams want me. I'm still a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I'm going here. They're going to pay me. You know what? Have fun with Trey Lance. It's going to cost you $22 million next year for a kid that's only thrown 5 passes in the NFL, basically.
130 yards.
Yeah, and he's San Francisco sold the farm for him for 4 first-round picks. Yeah, but
we gave Amari Cooper a 5th-round pick for a bag of cheap peanuts. I mean, come on.
They weren't even cheap, Dave. They were stale. They were 2 years old.
I know.
They were stale peanut chips. I mean, I thought we were getting some Fritos, and these damn things were like the Frito version of call it Aritos.
I know. Arito. Yeah, exactly.
They were genetically.
But if you do look like the website, CeeDee Lamb's still sitting on top of the website, so kind of tells me right there he's going to be there.
I agree. I mean, who else can you put in there, Dave? I mean, you can't put Brandon Cooks, you can't put Florida, you can't put Tolbert above him, but But Dave, let's I don't really want to talk about contracts because if it was me, he has to get paid. We don't know. We don't control that money value. We're not the attorneys, the contract negotiators, so we don't know that for sure.
Say, Paul, pay the man.
Hey, I want to pay him too, Dave, but sometimes you can't. You know what I mean? You got to go with what's best for the team, and sometimes we think what's best for the team is not what the best for the money checkbook that Jerry Jones has. You know what I mean? So
this is hard.
Yep. Eileen checking in. What's going on, Eileen? I appreciate you checking in.
Eileen, how are you, girl? What's up?
Well, Dave, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rookies here, man. What rookie do you think needs the most snaps in OTAs?
Well, I'm looking at a guy right now, Denzel Jackson. I'm a little. Yes, I am. Yes, defensive tackle from the Bahamas, by any chance.
Okay.
I'm kind of I think he's got a shot to make it. I really do. He's been working out. Looks good. I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. What do you think?
He's low on my depth chart, Dave.
Denzel Jackson. Hey, Ohio University. Yeah.
Not the Ohio State, Dave. Ohio University.
I got you.
There's a little difference there, Dave.
Kid's got to work his butt off to make it, but I think he's got a chance.
Yeah, you're talking about making the team. I'm talking about starter material,
well,
Dave.
His name came up in my head. I was looking at him,
All right. To me, Dave, there's 2 standout guys. Of course, we had the privilege of having his father on, but Cooper Beebe is number 1 for me, and also Tyler Guyton.
Well, Brock Hoffman, can't forget about him too.
He doesn't need the reps because they went out and got Cooper. Of course, to me right now, Brock is starter. He is named a starter right now. Of course, depth wise, basically. But to me, Dave, the players that need the most snaps to me is Cooper Beebe and Tyler Guyton on the offensive line because you're taking 2 position players from college out of position to play a total opposite, statistic here from guard to center, from right guard to left guard. Dave, this is something that snaps can't teach you, man. It's live reps that can only teach you. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. I got you.
That's what's scary to me. But I position battles, Dave, which we'll talk about a little bit later. I do think Cooper, the way I've seen him play in college, hear his dad, the way he spoke, and it really shows me that he can actually do the position because, even going back to that show, what was the one person I said? He reminds me of a Jeff Saturday type player.
You said that. You're right. You said that. You did mention that.
And I don't say that a lot about a lot of players. That IQ level, he is that type player to me.
I was reading an article earlier, and Brock Hoffman and Beebe are really going at it for the center position. To me, it looks like Connor Beebe's going to win it.
I think so too. I mean, the way he's demanding the position, I've seen him in a couple of reps there. And the thing with me, low man wins the ball. You know what I mean? And he's very low to the ground. He's smaller than Hoffman, size wise, plus height wise. But he has smaller arms, but he utilizes those arms, Dave. He knows how to manipulate right and left, off the ball position. He's worked on that. And the one drill remember how we talked about how he stands on that ball on the ground, and it's a balance ball. The way you can stand out there with one hand and one leg and just move your hands right to left shows me so much that coming from a guard, you don't do that. Center, it's all about balance in the middle because you control right, left, center, and you demand how the line flows right or left. That's something I've seen. I haven't seen centers do that in coming in from college to pros, Dave, let alone coming from college in a different position, going to a center position.
It's a huge adjustment, Paul. It really is.
Big time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think he needs some more reps, and also Tyler Guyton too, Dave. Now, with OTAs, Dave, do you think they play all games? I think they do.
I don't know. They might. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they do. Why wouldn't they? I mean,
I think Hoffman's going to start, game one, preseason game one. We'll call it preseason game one. I think he starts preseason game.
I like Brock Hoffman, but I'm pulling for Cooper. Connor. I really am pulling for Connor. I really am. I keep calling him Cooper. I'm sorry, Connor.
The thing is, Dave, I had this feeling in my head today. I was actually, I was working out today and I was thinking about it, and I didn't have my headphones died, so I was sitting there on the treadmill, and I was thinking. Remember how I said last week? Well, the week before, and maybe off air, I told you. I think Zach Martin's gone in 2 years. Remember I told you that?
You keep saying that. I don't.
Here's my thing. If he does and Hoffman pans out, we always have that guard to take over Zach Martin's spot and Cooper Beebe.
Yeah, I get it, but I mean, I think Zach Martin will finish the contract out, honestly, because he just signed it last year.
I think it's going to be a lot of health wise with him, though. I mean, he's been injured the last couple of years. He's missed a couple games here and there throughout the season.
Been ankles, though, hasn't it? Like ankle here.
It has, and that's the thing with your ankles and knees, Dave, an offensive lineman. That's the bugaboo for him. Once that goes, man, you're never the same. I mean, even though your name's Zach Martin, still it goes. It's this. Hey, you know what? Your knees are gone. You're kind of shot. Really, your speed's not there. Your balance, your power's not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, Zach Martin's a special player too, so
Yeah, I mean, if these guys work out, though, Dave, I think it's going to be one hell of an offensive line, though. But
it could be if it works out, without a doubt.
That's the thing, too. I mean, is there any other guys that you think that you need some reps this year, Dave? I mean, I really want to see, even though he's not a rookie, Dave, I got to see how Demarion Overshawn comes back from that injury.
I want to see that too. I'm anxious to see how Diggs comes back from the injury, to be honest with you. I
don't think he gets a lot of live reps, Dave. I think they're just going to, because Dave, they still have a couple okay corners out there. They have Bland, of course, and I think I'm kind of scared with Nashawn Wright, though. I really am, Dave. You think about him. Jordan Lewis, he can play up a little bit.
J. Lou.
The other guy that I think is going to get more playing time, Dave, I think he really is going to demand it this year. They're going to really throw him in as Eric Stott Jr., our other corner.
Yeah, you've mentioned him a lot too.
I think they throw him in there, get him, playing with Deron Bland, because I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be like a Dak Prescott, situation. They're going to ease Diggs into the game. They know what he is. Not coming off an injury like Dak, 2 years ago. This year, Diggs is, but I think they slowly move him into progressive, Dave.
They have to be careful with Diggs, especially during training camp. Just take it easy, let him, because he's coming off that major injury last year. That's,
Yeah. How do you feel about your boy Eric Hendricks? You're happy about him. I'm okay with it.
I was excited because he turned around. He went to San Francisco, then he turned around and went to Dallas. I was shocked that he did that.
Well, you might want to thank Zimmer for all those extra calls he made to him.
Well, thank God for Mike Zimmer, who had him with Minnesota, which was exactly. I'm excited for Eric Hendricks. Like, to be honest, I think he's going to really fit it. Like, he's going to be the captain of this defense. I really believe that.
Well, how do you see him in the preseason, Dave? Your OTAs.
I don't think he'll play much. I think he'll get maybe a rep here and there.
Okay.
I'm not seeing too much of Eric Hendricks. I don't think we're going to see much of it. I think there's going to be a lot of rookies just trying to make this team.
I agree too. I agree with that one too. I think it's going to be a lot of rookies because I believe you're starting off with 90-some players and only, of course, 53 plus the extra quarterback makes the team.
You got to understand too, Paul. Let's go to McCarthy on this, okay?
Oh, do we have to?
Oh, we have. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
God. Okay.
This is his 5th year with the Cowboys. Okay, he does not have a contract.
Dave, hold on a second. Did you say 5 years?
I did say 5 years.
Oh, okay, because I see nothing but participations.
No. I'm saying going on 5 years. This is his 5th year. Okay. Going on his 5th year with the Cowboys.
God.
Isn't it hard to believe it's 5th year already? Time's flying by with McCarthy. Going on his 5th year with Dallas. He's on thin ice.
If he's already in the paddle, he's in a boat with one oar. That's where he's
That's what I'm saying. He's skating with one. He's on thin ice. So
you made me laugh so much when you just said he's he's skating, right? He ain't
Well,
skating anywhere. His fat ass ain't skating anywhere.
well, he ain't skating, but you know what I mean. He's on his last piece of pizza. What do you want me to say?
Dave, he's smart enough to order more. That's not a habitual order more. I think he's just, like he's got one foot in the coffin.
No,
Let's put it that way.
I honestly, but this, like I said, this is his 5th year. He can't, no mistakes. I mean, this is it. Get the NFC Championship game, save your shot, save your job. Win it, you definitely save your job. I
think you have to get to the NFC Championship, Dave. You have to get there this year.
That's the key. I mean, that's the whole thing.
Usually, Dave, you hear me always say, we always fight about it, Dave, every damn day of our lives. And I say participation trophy is nothing than the Super Bowl. To me, to save your job, and I would be okay, Dave. I'll be okay with 2 offensive linemen, coming off injuries last year with players that we have. I don't want to say JV because I coach JV,
Sure.
A coach like Mike McCarthy, who's been there, won Super Bowl, before, a good, OC, of course, too.
I think so.
Say he has to win the NFC champion. He has to get there, but he can't be beat in that game to the point not of being beat. Right. Dave, you can't get blown out like last year.
Without a doubt.
If you win it, if you get there, you lose by, let's say, 3 to 8 points. I'm okay with keeping your job, extending it for 2 years, 3 years. I'm okay with that. But if you get blown out, you know what? Don't even get on the plane. Just go home.
Just go home. Yeah, kind of like what the Eagles did to their defense coordinator 2 years ago in the Super Bowl.
Basically, yeah. What was his name? Oh God.
I can't think of his name in the top of my head. He's head coach for Arizona.
Yeah. I forgot what his name is.
Anyway, beyond the point, McCarthy's job's on the line. Everything he does is it's got to be perfection. If it's not, but to me, he's got the experience. We know that he's been in the league forever.
Okay.
So but there is a picture of McCarthy that I love. I've seen it. Like it was years ago. I saw it. He's on the sideline reading the menu.
Well, they had the same thing with Andy Reid too, the cheeseburger paradise menu.
I love. He's on instead of reading the chart, the offensive line chart, he says reading the menu. What's on the menu today? But
yeah. But Dave, I want to get to position battles too. Of course, is there any position battles? I think there is position battles. To me, the number one is Brock Hoffman versus Cooper. That's one to me as well.
One. Yeah.
What other ones do you see? The bigger one to me, Dave, is RB2 and 3.
Yeah, between Rico and I know.
Who do you think it's a battle? I'm not even going to put Deuce Vaughn in that category because they have been using him as wide receiver, as a scat back as well, Dave. But Royce Freeman, Malik Davis,
and Rico Dowdle. You got it. It's 2 or one of the 3. I would love to say Rico gets it, but I think Royce Freeman fights for it. Okay. It's going to be a battle. It really is. I don't know where to go with it. But me, I'm a Rico guy, so I'll go with Rico. I love Rico. But Royce Freeman, I don't know. Where do we go with him? What are we doing with him?
It's kind of crazy, Dave. We talked about this a couple of times. I think you're going to keep 4 running backs on this team. I'm going to keep Zeke, of course, as my 1. Rico is my 2, and switch them back and forth how I want to work the scheme, of the game, how the game flows. Number 3 to me, Dave, I really thought about this.
If you say Malik Davis, I'm going to scream.
No, I got him cut, Dave. I told you I have him cut, honestly.
Okay. I wasn't sure you were going with that.
I think he hits the practice squad, or, somebody else is going to take the rights to him and sign him off there, off waivers, pick him up there. But, Dave, I mentioned this name, Nathaniel Pete. USF.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so, Dave. I think he is a diamond in the rough. I love how he plays. And you remember, too, they got Snoop Connor from Jacksonville as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like a grinder back. Of course, he's a nice back, but he's pretty much the same thing as a Malik Davis, but he's been around the NFL. He's got time, too. It's going to be a battle for the number 3 spot. I think Zeke and Rico has one, too.
Yeah, Rico really showed flashes last year, if you remember. I mean, he really did.
Yeah.
He did.
Hey, Dave, don't remind me. I went out and got the son of a bitch's jersey.
I told you.
Hey, Rico, if you're listening, brother, I am the one that has your jersey, brother. The one guy that ordered it. I'm the guy that ordered it, okay?
Rico, I'm on the verge of getting it. I will get it eventually. I'm on
Get $225, but I'm a man of my word, and I did it. Episode 1 of the regular season, I will wear his jersey, Rico.
You know what's funny, Paul? I was thinking about this the other day, and we were talking about positioning wise and everything. I think Micah goes back to linebacker. I really do.
I think it really depends how Marcus Nealon works out, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Our draft pick, our number 2 draft pick.
Yeah, I think Micah goes back to the linebacker spot. It's just something's telling me he's going to go back to that spot. I don't know.
I think it really depends, though. I mean, how our defensive line plays out. You got Lawrence on one side and Leland, a rookie, on the other side too. I think that see how that pans out, because if it doesn't, you're going to need Mike up on the front four. You really are, because we're the only team, Dave, that runs a 4-3.
Right? Yeah, this is true.
You know,
but I want to see I mean, I don't get me wrong. I liked him on the end. I did, because he caused a lot of havoc. But he's a linebacker in college, bro. That's where he belongs. You know.
I mean, he can play both, but I mean, he's disruptive, playing linebacker. He's disruptive on the ball, too. I think he's a hybrid type guy. I don't want to say the name Luke Kuechly or something like that. He's not that guy.
Luke.
He can't be that guy. He can't be that guy.
I love Luke. I was a Luke fan.
Oh, me too. Me too. Definitely. But I agree. I think it all comes down to how Mozzie plays out his second year, of course. Odigizua, of course. But the big one is Marshawn Nealon, Dave. If he can play, I think it opens up the door to move Parsons back to the second level at linebacker, because his speed, he can cover he can cover wide receivers, he can cover tight ends, he can even chip a back coming out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. He can be that guy, but it falls on that defensive line, Dave. It really does. Now,
going back to the tight end position, Fergie and Shun, what do you think? I mean, does Fergie keep the job? Does Shun?
Oh, of course. Fergie's got to get that job, Dave. And I don't think there's any ifs, ands, or buts about that, because the tight ends, to me, I have them lined up as, I'll go Jake Ferguson, number one. I have Shoemaker too, but he's really disappointed me last year, Dave. Coming out of college, when we did the draft, I was high on him. He's a big run blocking guy, but if the offense, it goes two ways, Dave. If the offensive line, to me, stands up and does what they're expected to do, fills in, plug and play guys with Cooper and Guyton, as well as Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, and Tyler Smith as well. Right. That five stays neutral, power five. We really won't use Shoemaker as much, because he was a blocking tight end, Dave. That brings Hendershot and Ferguson into play. They're better about catching the ball.
I forgot about Peyton. I did. I forgot about Peyton.
If the offensive line is a little banged up or not too up to standards of we think as we're talking now, then I can see Shoemaker being that second tight end over Hendershot, because he's a better blocker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You need that 12 personnel.
Hey, Dak did find it. He found the end zone, I think, once or twice that season.
I need a lot more. I need a lot more from him. It's a big.
It was all Fergie. I get it, but Shun did see the end zone a couple of times last year.
He did. I mean, he's a solid player. I think we keep all three of them. We still, John Stevens, of course, we got him this year too, and we got Brian
Spanford. I forgot about John Stevens. Oh man.
Yeah, then we got Spanford, of course, drafted him, of course, brought him in. So we have 6 tight ends on the list right now. Of course, we're going to keep maybe 3, 4 possibly.
I was going to say carry 3. Yeah.
I think 3 or 4. I mean, depending how our O-line. It'll tell you, Dave, that's one of the things I always say to my coaching staff is we carry 3 tight ends. And you know me, I run a hybrid, 4 wide, 3 wide, all the time, 1 back, 2 back, shotgun system. And I always tell my coaching staff, under me, I was like, here's the thing. If our O-line can hold their own, we only take 3 tight ends. A lot of coaching, I've always been this way. If you keep 4 to 5 tight ends, it tells me that your offensive line is not good, because you need an extra blocker, because you're not going to bring an extra, offensive tackle in the game where he can't get outside and actually catch a ball off a chip. So that tells me a lot too, that if we go to 4 or 5 tight ends, we don't have a lot of what's the word? Certainty, trust in our offensive line.
So keep 3 on the main roster, but we can put 2 in the practice squad?
I think so. I mean, the practice squad, if you sign them to the practice squad, you have rights to them, but they can always get picked up. If you don't put them on practice squad, I think if you put them on practice, I think they have 24 to 48 hours to be picked up by another team.
Is that what it is?
I think it is, Dave. I have to look at it. I'm not sure. I'm
not sure either.
But I think it's something like that. But I mean, you got to keep Hendershot. You got to keep Shun. You got to keep Ferguson. If you let Stevens go, or you let a Spanford go, I'm okay with that. I have my top 3 tight ends, Dave. Yep. Mm-hmm. And speaking of tight ends, there's Stacy right there. Stacy, one of my best friends I've known for since I was like 12 years old.
What's up, Stace? Thanks for joining us tonight.
Definitely. I know she's hot as hell down there because she's in Texas.
Oh, man, I'm sure she's dying down there.
Yeah, that's crazy. And speaking of that real quick, I want to say something to Stacy. Stacy, did you see the reports of 29 Palms? They got a big floating that was like 2 feet of water. Smith's Ranch was underwater, Stace. I know you're still listening. You see that all snap. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that, Stace, but people in 29 were sending me videos that the Smith's Ranch was covered. People had canoes, Dave, and this is in the This is in the desert, Dave, in 29 Palms, California.
Wow.
They got a severe rainstorm. Yep. About to hit the pool. Well, they told me a spot because I'm going to come down there and go swimming too. Tell mom and dad I'm coming down. But Dave, any other battles that we talked about the running back here? The wide receivers are a little scary to me as well, Dave. I mean, how do you feel? CD Lamb, of course. How do you feel with this?
I'm okay with it. I mean, I think they're going to miss Michael Gallup a little bit here and there.
But you have his replacement. You have Tolbert.
I think, like I said, Tolbert did a hell of a job last year. I can't say that he didn't. I mean,
he says, "Oh snap! I saw. Oh yeah, I saw that crazy shit. Yeah, we're from a desert where we used to chase lizards out in the damn driveways. That's how bad it was. It's true. You can actually cook an egg on the concrete out in California.
Yeah, I'm sure. Or probably in Texas where she is right now.
Oh, probably definitely too. Yeah. But, getting back to that, we have Jalen Tolbert, of course. How do you feel about that? After that, Ryan Fournier, Kayvon Turpin, Jalen Brooks, Ryan McGrath, David Durton, what's his name? Jalen Cooper and Cam Johnson. These are guys that were going down the list. Tyron Johnson and Kerry Crooms.
Did you say Brandon Cooks too?
Yeah, I didn't even say him because he's really number 2 right now for us, Dave.
Okay, gotcha.
Stacey says I cooked a steak on my driveway. I wouldn't doubt that.
Oh, come on, Stace. I need some eggs too. Your steak and eggs can't go wrong, Stace. Come on.
Dave, I'll tell you what, I can believe her because before I came up here 5 years ago, I actually flew down to Dallas. Nobody knew about it. I flew down there about 45 minutes from Texas Stadium there, Dallas Cowboys, AT&T, and I was looking at houses, and the first thing I said to my realtor, I was like, "Is it always this hot?" She's like, "This is a cool day," and I'm like, "Shit." Shit. And as much as I wanted to move to Dallas, as much as I wanted to move to Dallas, Dave, I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
Crazy.
This was like in, I want to say like May. I think it was like end of April or early May, Dave.
Yeah, when Amanda took me down when I turned 30 for our birthday present down in July, it was like 102 down there. Oh my God, it was so hot.
It's insane.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I can't even get over this 85-degree weather where I'm at.
It's 96, 95 here where I am. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Stacey goes from New York where you get blizzards every day to down Texas, Texas where you got hail and heat storms at 120 degrees. Totally different too.
Crazy.
But Dave, how do you feel about it, man? What do you think our wide receivers?
I'm okay with it. You got to go with what you got. I mean, pretty much what it is. And CD's got to get there. So I don't know.
Yeah, CD has to get there. I mean, CD, of course, number 1.
Unless you want to bring back Amari Cooper, I don't know.
Unless he's going to give me my fresh bag of chips for nothing, that he owes me, that we got back for him. No, no.
Well, there is a receiver that asked for a trade. Huh?
Dave, here's the thing. I'm just going to say one word. No, I'm going to say 3 words to you, Dave. You ready for this?
I know he's looking at Washington right now. It's like one of the teams he wants to go to.
Well, I'm glad he wants to go there. He's talked about these other teams too, but there's 3 words that I'm going to tell you about Brandon Ayuk for the Dallas Cowboys. You ready for him?
Not happening.
Well, that's 2 words. That would actually be better. I can.
Or not going to not going. Well, how about 4 words? Not going to happen.
Well, I'll explain it in 3 words to you. You ready? We're playing Name That Tune. I like how you said, in 2 words, not happening. But here's my 3 words to you.
Can't afford
him.
I figured that.
Dave, he won't sign what he has for the arguably a top 5 position. How the hell are we going to afford him? We can't even pay CD right now, Dave.
Yeah, how are we going to afford it?
I mean, if we had the money, that would be a no-brainer. Hey, listen, here's the deal. We want him. You want to trade him? We'll give you a first-round pick or whatever. You want him out of here? Whatever. We'll do it. We'll pay him. Sign and trade deal, whatever. But Dave, we can't even afford him. We can't even afford the number that CD's asking right now. So how can the hell can we get Lamb and Ayuk? Which would Dave? I tell you what, I'd order his jersey tomorrow if we got him.
Yeah. I'm surprised he wants to leave. He wants out of San Fran.
Stacey says May seriously doesn't get really hot till July. Yes, that's what I mean. She was telling me wait till July, wait till August. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you might die out here, and that's when I was like 50, 60 pounds.
She's in the middle of summer in Texas, so it's got to be over like 105 down there.
I know. God, it's insane.
Poor Stace.
I don't know. It's worse than 29 where we grew up.
Hey, Stace, I have a question. Is your pool bath water as hot as it is down there?
Knowing Stacy, she's probably got knowing Stacy, she's probably on that little blow up thing in the middle. Probably got a beer and a bottle of vodka right next to her.
But you're on the float.
On the float with one of those fans too, like this. I know Stacy. You know what I mean? And she probably got poor Justin on, not even in the pool cooking her food all the time, like one of those, guys watch. I know Stacy. Don't believe what Stacy tells you. I know her personally. You know what I mean? So
hey, I believe it.
Dave, I'll tell you what. The one guy, I was talking about guys that I think is going to show out this year, Dave. And I'm going to tell you, Kayvon Turpin, I think it's going to be special this year with the new rules with kick returns. I think it's going to be special with the new rules.
I'm excited for him. I really am. I cannot wait for this kid.
But Dave, the guy that I want to tell you right now, I think he really makes an impact this year is Ryan Flournier, our wide receiver.
Okay, he's going to show flashes of Ryan, you think?
I think he will be. I think they will showcase him in preseason because he's going to get a lot of live snaps because Cooks is not going to be in there. Tolbert might be your number one because he is still fighting for that second wide receiver spot with Cooks. And Flournier is going to really outshine him. I think he's going to be the guy this year that puts a lot of catches on highlight film. And I definitely think he makes it, of course, but and the other guy is Jalen Brooks, maybe. I think Jalen Brooks is time.
Jalen Brooks is, he's going to shine too. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so they're more of a what I call a flanker wide receiver. The stretch kind of guy that can get upfield. With the moves, the progression tree is really good. So I think those two guys, are really going to be good for me. The one position, Dave, that we don't have to worry about is kicker.
Yay, my man, Brandon! My man.
Your guy.
I love Brandon. I love it. Mm-hmm. I want to ask you a question, though. There's one guy that is this his last season is my question. I think you're going to say yes.
Uh-oh.
D-Law.
Wow, Dave, that's a great question. I think they bite the contract and he walks, Dave.
Are you serious?
Dave, okay, Dave, I'll just ask you this since you asked me this. My answer is yes, I really do. Yes, more yes than no. The reason why, Dave, is I'm going to ask you this, and then I'll give you my statement about it. Has he overperformed, Dave, or underperformed with this contract with the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, it's so funny you say that because he did step up in the playoffs.
Well, playoffs, Dave, is basically 1 to 2 games per year, and you have a regular season of 17.
Yeah.
But it's easy. Underperformed or overperformed for the entire season, Dave?
I think he's been steady, honestly. I don't think he's been.
I don't think he has. I think he's underperformed with this contract.
Yeah, but he's a veteran. He's been there a long time. So.
Dave, listen, man.
I'm a D-Law guy. I like D-Law. I'm a D-Law guy. But I will defend D-Law because, he talks a great game. We'll give him that. His interviews are great. That's what I love doing.
Dave, he does have great interviews, but on my priority list, seniority doesn't go always the best way, Dave. Hey, listen, sometimes just because you've been here the longest doesn't mean you're going to have a position next year.
Seniority does mean a little here and there. Yeah, I mean,
I guess that is true, but on my list, Dave, no, because I already have his replacement. Dave.
Oh, come on. D-Law, you have a replacement for D-Law.
Why do you think we went out and got Marcus Nealon this year?
Yeah, I know. But
why?
I think D-Law's going to be – he'll step up like he normally does. I think he'll be fine.
The other guy that I think could step up, maybe Sam Williams on that defensive end too.
There's a freak.
Those guys, Dave, right there, they're not going to –
Sam Williams off the field is a freak. Hey,
I mean, those are the two guys that I think could actually take, Marcus Lawrence's position, Dave. I really do. Because to me, man, listen, you got to show up, Hey, I understand, we talk about Tyron Smith, all-world, all-universe, first ballot Hall of Famer, Dave. But you know what? You got to play at least 14 games a year and show up. Well, you know what? Lawrence does show up to the games. He does dress.
He does show up.
He takes the field, but not of snaps, he doesn't perform, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Dave, when you got Micah Parsons on the edge on the opposite side, demanding a double team, and you're on the weak side, Dave, you know what? You're given a layup at 90% of the time, being on the offside of the ball, opposite of Micah Parsons, who's getting a double team. The tight end is never on Lawrence's side. You know what I mean? He's never on that side, Dave.
I hear you. Yeah.
So that's why I think he underperforms it. I think with that contract they gave him, He hasn't lived up to me. And you know what? He's really, if you think about this, Dave, he is the veteran of the defensive line by age.
You would think. I mean, that's what I'm saying. He is the guy. I mean,
it's time to get younger. It's time to get younger and learn our lessons at a cheaper price, Dave.
Yeah, but but the vet can work with this with the rookies too. So you kind of
okay. Then you need to take that league minimum deal and prove that you can work on a cup of noodles dinner.
Well, he took 10 mil last. 10 mil was like that was. You know
what? You got to give me something back. Then you listen. Yeah, I understand. You want to be here, brother. Look, you got to go. You got to perform for me. You got to perform.
Hey, gotta love D-Law, baby.
Oh, of course. I mean,
he's been there. He's one of the guys that you get to second up. There's D-Law. There you go.
Yep. The last position I want to talk about is one of your favorite guys. You love this guy, Jordan Lewis. How do you feel? Where does he fit in, Dave? Because I have him going back to safety, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. I think exactly. That's where he's going to go.
Does he beat out Donovan Wilson? Who was MIA last year, Dave? Donovan Wilson coming off the injury. He was MIA half the
season. Like I said, he did get injured in preseason, if you remember last year.
Yeah.
And he was if you remember me and Matt built up Donovan Wilson. We wanted Donovan Wilson bad. Then he signed that 2-year deal. We were excited. Remember that?
Well, I called him the captain of the defense.
We were all excited when Donovan Wilson signed. I know I was pumped up.
He was.
But working with Zimmer, could it be a different story though?
Well, how do you think he's going to pan out in preseason? Do you think he gets a lot of snaps? Because I didn't mention him in getting snaps. I think that, to me, I think the offense is solidified, Dave. I know we have on offense, but Mike Zimmer is that coach who, you're Micah Parsons. You're that name. You're this name. You're that name. But I want to see you under a Zimmer defense, vice versa.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to see.
It's a little bit different, Dave. His scheme is, 11 hats on a ball too, but different. He likes to fly up toward the middle a lot more. You remember the one name I said? He has a Harrison Smith. He is looking for that Harrison Smith at safety, Dave. Is it Donovan Wilson? Is it a hooker? Who is it? Who is his Harrison Smith that can come up to the box, hit? To me, it has to be Wilson because he's a hitter.
It could be Wilson. I would see. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I mean, it could be Malik Hooker too, if you think about it.
But I don't think it's either one. You know who I'm thinking, right?
Go ahead.
Marquise Bell.
Marquise Bell. Oh, I forgot about Marquise Bell.
If Overshawn works out, you move Marquise Bell back to his natural safety position. He can play linebacker. He can play off-ball corner in the dime. He goes back to his natural ball hawk position at safety. He's been hit up in the middle playing linebacker. We know he can make contact, right? He's not afraid of it.
Yep.
He could be that guy that we've been looking for, Roy Williams, back in the day, Dave, which I thought Wilson was. A hitter. Roy Williams was not a defender. He was not. He was a hitter. Okay? Marquise Bell is both. He is both. That's the name I think that moves back to safety and solidifies it with. I'm still going to go Donovan Wilson, and I'm going to use Marquise Bell. I think Malik Hooker is that off the third, dime position, quarter defensive safety.
I like it.
I love Marquise Bell. I think he's going to be back there. And
I can't wait to see this Zimmer defense. I'm excited to see this because I want to see where it goes. I think it could be it could be dangerous if it works.
That's what I'm going to be looking. I'm going to be looking at really. I'm not going to be looking at running backs right now because they're not going to tell me in OTAs what they're doing. I'm going to see Tyler Guyton, how he demands 7-on-7s, controlling it. I'm going to see Cooper Beebe demanding the center calls, the center line adjustments, the audibles. That's what I want to see there. The wide receivers I'm not worried about as much because it's continuity. I get that. But to me, I'm going to be looking at, and I really don't look at this in OTAs and preseason, I'm going to be looking at more of defensive side of the Dallas Cowboys. New DC, totally different version here. New players, new captain in Kendricks, back end we don't know what is. Player personnel coming in, coming off. I want to see the defense more than I see the offense this year, Dave.
Yeah, I'm kind of agree with you, though. But I'm an offensive guy, so I
am too. That's what I mean. Yeah,
I'm gonna focus on the running back situation this year. That's what I want to see because I want to see a lot. To me, between Royce Freeman and Malik Davis, and especially Zeke and Rico, I want to see who gets that second spot, who's in the practice squad. I want to see where it goes. I'm just interested.
I agree. I agree with that one too. speaking of running backs, I ask you a question too, Dave.
I
I'm
mean,
going to
I
put
know
this
Zeke's number one right now, but that could change. I mean, you say.
It could. I mean, I think it's going to be scheme, Dave. I mean, I think Rico could be the number one, but I don't think he will be. I think they're going to be, the Zeke guy to be the Thunder, and then bring in Rico because he is faster.
Can we have it 2 years ago where we had Pollard and we had Zeke together and it was a 1-2 punch? Can Rico and Zeke be that 1-2 punch? Can Rico and Royce Freeman be that 1-2? I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see that, but it's all going to fall down to Zeke. I mean, he didn't have a lot of mileage on the tank because he with Ramon Stevenson, they split it a lot, Dave.
Zeke did split a lot. Oh yeah, he was.
He has a lot of gas left in the miles on the tire, whatever you want to say, but I don't know if he is that 20 carry back game guy, Dave. I think he's maybe like a 15 at most. Then you bring in Rico for another 15, and then you leave it up to the committee, Dave, going Vaughn, Turpin, if you keep Royce, Malik, or you keep Nathaniel Pete. I don't know. I don't know what it is, honestly. But Dave, I'm speaking of Zeke. I'm going to ask you real quick, and I'm going to put this on Twitter as soon as we're done. I got a question for people out there. Right now, we have 87 live viewers chiming in. So looking at us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dave, I'm a jersey guy, and I have over probably about 150 Cowboy jerseys. A lot of them are in my box that I don't wear anymore. When you retired or you move on, I don't wear them anymore.
I have so many of them too, but go ahead.
I brought Zeke out, number 21. I have two of them. I have a white one and a blue one. Here's my thoughts, Dave. Should I just take one of those and change it to a number 15 at about $80 to do? Or should I just go out and buy another number 15? What do I do?
It's funny. I would buy a 15. I have it, but for me, I have a 15 jersey. But it doesn't say Elliott on it, but I do have a number 15 jersey. Freaky story on that.
Who the hell was 15 for the Cowboys?
There wasn't at the time.
Oh, okay.
When I bought it, I bet one for Amanda because her favorite number was 15. That's why I bought it. And I ended up getting two. One was pink and one was white. She didn't want the pink one, so I kept the white. I gave her the white one, but she gave it back to me because she didn't want to wear it. But I do have a 15 jersey, and I could put Elliott on the back. I totally forgot about it. You just said that.
Yeah, I was thinking about today because I was actually, Katie and I were talking. I was like, man, I got to order this jersey here, and I got to order that jersey here. I'm going to order two jerseys that I want. Definitely, I'm going to order a Malise Luafau jersey from Notre Dame. He's on our team this year. I'm going to order his jersey. It's if he makes a team, which I think he definitely will, a linebacker as well. But then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? Should I order a number 15? And she's like,
you know what?
He
it could be a one-year deal. I would do it just for. I mean, it could be the only last time he's here.
I'm glad you said that. That was my thing, Dave, right there. That I thought about it. Money's not the issue, but I thought about it. I'm like, he's only on a 1-year deal. So if I go ahead and spend the $230, whatever, I get his jersey, I rock it for the year, whatever. 1 year. Did I just spend $250 on just a 1 year? Oh, okay, Zeke, you're back. Welcome home. What?
Well,
what?
At least you have a 21 and a 15. Think of it that way.
You're right. And I'm probably the only guy with a 15, a 21, and a 23 Rico jersey now, huh?
There you go. See? How things work out.
I just put my Pollard in the box. I have Marion Barber. I had Julius Jones. That pisses me off. I had 3 21s.
I still have a Miles. I have a Miles Austin jersey, bro. I still have.
I do too. Number 19. I have that. I think I have 2 of them, Dave. I think I have 2 of those. And I'm probably the only one out there, Dave. I think you've seen it before in my Tyron Smith jersey. I think the only one was a authentic Tyron jersey.
Yeah. 77.
Yeah, I can retire some jersey. Dave, I even have a God, what is that jersey? I have a Theo Ratliff jersey, Eric Ratliff jersey, number 90.
Oh, really? Wow.
I'll show it to you next week. Remind me, and I'll show everybody that one too.
That's crazy.
And guess what my pride possession is, Dave? Before we get out here, you know what my pride jersey is? I have two.
Well, my pride. I still have that. I still have my Aikman jerseys.
Okay, your Aikman. My pride possession is the year that my ex-wife got me to go to the Pro Bowl for tickets. I have Tony Romo's jersey.
You do. You showed me that. Yeah.
The authentic jersey. I have that one. That thing. I will take to my grave most likely. I would probably be buried in that. And instead of a suit and be embalmed, whatever it's called, I will probably be buried in that jersey because that's one of my favorite players. Him and excuse me. Him and Jason Witten are my 2 favorite players, so I'll probably be buried in that. But my other pride and joy is this one, Dave. You ready?
Well, before you go there, I was at a flea market up in New York with my long time ago, and I got a Aikman jersey, but it's a white, but it's kind of like a black number,
Mhm.
a black practice jersey.
Mhm.
I have it. I still have it. I never wear it, but I've had it forever. But one of these days, I'm gonna bring it out.
It's crazy. I don't wear jerseys that much. I just collect them. I really barely even wear them.
Yeah, I
Like,
barely wear them too.
but
Yeah.
my pride and joy, Jabe, is number 17, and I think I'm the only person.
Quincy
Still,
Carter.
you've seen my jersey number 17, haven't you?
yeah,
I showed you that before, didn't I?
I remember you saying that. Oh
I
God,
have the Quincy. That's how old it is. It's a screen printed Quincy jersey. I
Quincy
have it number
Carter.
17, and I have a Dak Win jersey too.
Give Drew Henson one too.
No, we do. The funny thing is, what number, Dave, I have the most of out of all my jerseys for the Cowboys? What number do you
21.
think? Nope.
21.
Nope.
No.
11.
Okay. Danny
Roy
White.
Williams, Bledsoe, Danny White, Cole Beasley. I have like five. I think I have 5 11s, Dave, with different names on them.
Now Micah.
And that's the other thing. I think I'm the only guy with a Drew Bledsoe jersey, and I will show that next week too.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Drew Bledsoe. Oh God.
Yeah, tell me about it, right? Yeah, I'm the only
Yeah.
idiot that NFL's laughing at me, Dave. I wish they could have a refund program. You know what I mean? I could have so much money if I could return my jerseys.
I hear you.
He's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Mm-hmm. Yep. But Dave, hey, listen, man. When are you going to be back on this? So I believe Saturday you have a show.
You can catch me Saturday night, 10 or 10:30. We will be the Atomic Drop podcast. We're talking wrestling, and SummerSlam's around the corner. So with Raw and SmackDown and everything going on, catch me there 10:30 or 10 o'clock Saturday night. Atomic Drop podcast. Me and Big Ken Fry talking wrestling.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I want to say kudos to you guys. You guys did an awesome show Tuesday about the All-Star game. That was a great show. Extra innings as well.
Yeah, Sully and I did extra innings for the All-Star game. It was fun. It was a good time.
Awesome. You'll see me Monday coming back. I have the UFC Inside the Octagon. Josh and I took a couple of weeks off since there was really nothing really going on. This week we do have a lot to talk about. John Jones, of course, probably going to jail.
You mean like in Cowboy Land, nothing going on? Same thing?
Well, pretty much. I mean, at least, yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Well, Wednesday we'll have, hopefully nobody got injured going over on the trial. We don't have Tyron Smith anymore. He didn't fall out of bed and turn his neck or something. So we'll be okay with
somebody you don't have to worry about anymore. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but you know what, Dave? We've always had that one guy, Dave. Who to me I hate saying this, but what one guy on the team this year, Dave, do you feel is going to replace Tyron Smith injury-wise, injury-prone? Who do you think it is out of all the people that we have on the team? What one guy? Because, Dave, we always have that one guy. We had Van Der Esch.
There is one guy that scares me.
Who is our Van Der Esch Tyron Smith now? Who is it?
Diggs.
I don't think it's Diggs.
Diggs.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know who it is to me. I don't know who it is. God, don't say
every time Diggs touches the field, I hold my breath like, please don't get injured. Please don't get injured.
God, man. I don't know who it is for me right now. We'll dive into that. Hopefully, by the first week of the season, I think I'll have my injury prone. God, please don't.
To me, it's either Diggs or Martin, one or the other. Other than
that, to me right now, age wise, health wise, it's probably going to be Martin coming off a couple injuries as well. Knees and ankles, of course. But I think it's him right now. But we don't want to get into that there, Dave. But
no.
Yeah, like I said, Monday I'll be back on Inside the Octagon. And also, guys, listen, we talk a lot of pro here. Of course, Dave and I talk about the Cowboys, but I want to mention one show coming back. August 7th, 8:05, Season 3 with myself and Bill Furman. If you haven't heard Bill speak, you got to tune in this show. It's one of my favorite shows that I ever did in my life. College Football Frenzy will be back August 7th. Right before this show goes on, Bill Furman and I will be on that show 8:05, and then Dave and I will hit the air.
Well, welcome back, Bill Furman. Welcome back to the program.
Yeah. We were actually talking today. He was like, we got a lot to talk about. So 2 weeks, well, basically 2.5 weeks, we'll be back here talking about some college football. So much to talk about.
Didn't him and Chet just have what show was it? Like
500
show? 500 show? Yeah, I mean.
And that goes a long way.
Too, man.
Yeah, that goes a long way. Dave, we talk about, us. We're about 800 shows live on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment now, in the last 2 years for us, which is great for us. But we have numerous shows. We had 19 shows at one point. This year, we're going to have 16 shows at the end football season starting, of course. Good. But Think about that, Dave. 500 shows, and they only did the show once a week.
I know, it's amazing, and they've had some great guests. My God,
Pioneers, and
there's two.
it's a privilege to work with Bill every week. It really is, It really is.
I speak with Chet every so often. Him and I, we text once in a while, and Chet's a great guy. He really is.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, we're based out of Pennsylvania here, and if you don't show into one of these shows here, I'm going to tell you, you better call Jason Fine, because we are going to find you and hurt you. Call Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123, Attorney Big Al, motor vehicle accidents, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims. 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First in New Jersey, it's Cherry Hill, 3 Greensburg Lane. In Pennsylvania, the city of trashy love, that's Philadelphia, PA, down there with Eagles Giggles Green, the color that makes you puke when you vomit. One of those days, 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. And up here in the black and gold where I pretty much live. Can't stand it, but hey, 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900 in Pittsburgh, PA. Make sure you call 1-800-HURT-123. One of our live operators answers the call. We take your case, no recovery, no fee. Guaranteed rate here. Not 50, not 45, not 40, not 35, 33 and a third percent. That's the guaranteed family rate of Jason Fine, Attorney Big Al, the out-of-the-box special. 33 and a third percent. Jason Fine. No recovery, no fee. Make sure you tell them the out-of-the-box sports entertainment. And Paul and Dave from 215 Boys sent you. And you know what? If you call that number, never know when you call it. If you ever need it, hopefully you don't. But if you do, you call, you might get me on the phone. Answer the phone.
You might get the tree chopper down there.
Might get me on the phone, exactly. If you mentioned that you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you know what? I might take you down to 32%. I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out.
Attorney Big Al.
Yes. So, Dave, you know what? We really haven't done this in a while. How about you give me some final thoughts for a week heading into OTAs here, brother?
Camp's around the corner. Here we go again. I'll tell you, it's been it went fast. I mean, between Super Bowl and to now, it's been really, really quick. I can't believe football's around the corner. Baseball season's still playing by, so everything. This is the time of year where everything starts to roll between August and September and October. So it's going to be fun. Hopefully things work out with our guys and they get signed and sign CD, get that guy done, get his deal done, and let's let the season begin. It's going to be fun. Training camp, OTAs, all that fun stuff. And let's hope Mr. McCarthy gets his act together and this team can make some noise.
I agree. I thought you were going to say, you said almost here we go. Basically, here it is. But my final thoughts are: listen, we got 1 week to OTAs here. I just want to everybody get to camp, stay healthy, learn the scheme, learn the technique, learn everything that we need to do. Because basically, you have 4 weeks to turn this right. It's been 29 years, Dave. 29 years now that true fans have been there. Like I said, 77, Dave, was when I became a Cowboys fan. And it's been years and years. Yes, we're privileged to, I've seen 3 Super Bowls, basically not including.
I've seen 3 too. I can
I don't say 77 because I was a young buck, 6 years old. I don't calculate that with me. My years were the 90s, of course, and you got to right the ship for us fans because we've been there. We bleed blue. We'll never jump ship. We'll continue to rock the silver and blue for us, of course. But just learn the scheme, stay healthy, be better than you are yesterday, continue to grow. And as Jerry always says, we're all in. I'll always be all in. But my thing last year, the hashtag that I created, prove me wrong. Once again.
Jerry always says deadlines make deals too. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, I guess he has a never-ending deadline, Dave. I guess that's what it is because I haven't seen the deal.
It's a Jerry quote. He's been saying it for years. Deadline make deals. So I'm thinking one of those deals is going to be done by the deadline. So we'll see what happens.
Dave, you know what? Chelsea's been making a lot of shirts lately, and I think I'm going to have her make a shirt with exactly what you just said. Deadlines make deals with Jerry Jones going.
There you go. Can't beat that.
Yeah.
One of our Cowboy fans is leaving or getting fired from FS1. Did you hear this?
I don't listen to that idiot.
I'm just saying.
I don't listen to that idiot.
I know you don't, but I did hear that he's leaving over the summer. He's getting done.
I want to say about 5 years too long.
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
I do not listen to, me, Dave. I will not listen to Stephen A. Jackass, and I will not listen to Skip the Idiot. I will not listen to him.
You know, it's amazing how long these guys have been in business, and Shannon Sharp made that show. I mean, I hate to say it, but
I mean, to me, Dave, the reason why I don't watch Stephen A. Smith, he talks about every sport. He's never played a lick of any sport in his life. I think he averaged .2 in his college career playing basketball. He doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. And anybody that comes on a show to scream and spit to make their point across and look like an idiot, I won't listen to you.
Right.
And Skip, he's the biggest hater. He's the biggest, I want to say, Jason Garrett guy out there. He's a puppet to me, Dave. He's a puppet.
Yeah,
he'll say what you want him to hear. He'll say what you want him to say, but he'll flip it the next week saying, I never said that. I'm this, I'm that. I hate this guy. I hate that guy. He's not a person to me, Dave, that keeps it real for the honest opinion, where to me, your thought matters to me. Your opinions matter to me. Your job is to make me believe that I'm wrong, you're right. And that son of a bitch has never made me believe that I'm ever wrong when I listen to him.
There is a guy on that show that I do respect, though. I like Keyshawn Johnson. I do. Because Keyshawn was a Cowboy. He was, I mean, he tells it like it is. I mean, he's not, he doesn't.
I do watch him sometimes. I will watch over him. I watch little clips of it just to hear when they, like, certain topics come up. I will watch that. When they talk college, that's the one thing I did listen to him because, he was nasty at USC when he played at USC. He was a Trojan, played out.
Keyshawn was a great receiver, man. He was really good. I mean,
certain things I will listen to him.
And he did win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, so you got it.
Yeah, but Dave, he was granted that team. I mean, that was.
But he was a Cowboy. He was a Cowboy. Got to give him that.
That's just like saying Jay Gruden earned that over Herm Edwards.
Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy. I'm sorry. Yes, did Gruden earn that team just like Switzer over Johnson? Same situation to me.
It was.
He inherited that team.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, but yeah, my final thoughts.
But there are points that Keyshawn does make that I have to agree with him. I mean,
I agree. I really listen to him first than those two idiots. You know what I mean? I can't listen to the other guys. Yeah, I just can't do it. Certain people I do listen to. Even Cowboys podcasters out there, I don't listen to them. And speaking of that, Dave, I believe it's next week. We're going to have one of our guests, Mike Tagg. If you follow him on Twitter out there, he'll be joining us. He is like a super fan of Dallas Cowboys. I think he's going to be doing it from his game room downstairs. And I tell you, Dave, when I say game room, this guy, I'd rather watch a game there than I go to AT&T Stadium. That's how his room looks like. It's amazing. So we'll be having him up on there, of course. And we do have another guest. I'm still trying to work on it. I can't say that we are going to have him. I'm still trying to talk to him. Dave, I think I already told you, he is our defensive run coordinator, Ryan Fleck. He's actually going to be. He's a good friend with Jason Fine. He actually played ball with Jason in high school here in Pennsylvania. So We're trying to get him on there. But right now with OTAs, it's going to be so hard to do right now. Plus, they're 3 hours behind us. They're at 6 o'clock. They're just getting out of practice at 5. So it's going to be a little bit hard. So we're going to try to work on that. Maybe we can do it a different day and tape it and bring it on.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Can't wait. I'm very excited about that. It is official. Amanda and I are going to Atlanta in November to go watch the Cowboys Falcons game down in Atlanta.
Well, I'm sorry to say this, Dave, but I got that marked down as a loss. I told you that.
I got to win in there, so we'll see what happens.
Well, look, man, have you ever been to a game where they lost?
Oh yeah, well, Thanksgiving against Buffalo, they got their ass kicked. I was there.
Well, don't go. Okay, don't go. No, just joking. Enjoy it.
Hey, Dak owns Kirk Cousins, bro, so I ain't worried about that.
Well, Dave, I understand that, but, man, new coach, new weapons down there, I don't know what they're going to look like, brother.
I got you.
Well, Dave, hey, listen, man, it's been a little hour over here. I've enjoyed doing the time, so we'll be back next Wednesday. We'll be talking about the day before OTAs begin, Dave.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, the 24th, Dave, it's the 17th. We'll be talking about, Dave, we'll be talking about they report that day. The first day of practice is the 25th. So we will be talking about, Jerry Jones saying, we're all in, guys.
Cali, here we come.
Yeah, Oxnard, California.
Oxnard, here we come. Yeah.
Plane leaves on the 23rd. They report on the 24th. The practice begins on the 24th.
I would love to go to training camp one time just to check it out. But,
Well, you know what, Dave? If we progress the way we are and we keep doing what we're doing, maybe it's going to be a bucket list that we can get out there and cover the OTAs, man.
I would love to. Fun.
Definitely. All right, Dave, you ready to get out of here?
Let's get out of here.
All right, you already know it's 9:30. It's prime time. We're the 215 Boys in the house on Out of the Box Sports Entertainment. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. We're everywhere. Like, share, follow, subscribe. We appreciate all the live viewers. Everything that checks in, we appreciate it. We do it for you. Once again, your opinion matters. Our opinion counts. Everybody's does. And Dave, Are you ready to get out of here?
Let's do it.
How do we
Thanks,
get out of here?
everybody. Appreciate it. Go, boys, go.
You already know.